Hello YouTube, here's a review of Google Now on the Nexus 7 running Jelly Bean 4.1.1, which is a relatively important aspect because in the .1.1 update they added a couple features for Google Now, including bug fixes and one feature which includes sliding up from the, I guess you call this the buttons bar now. Anytime you slide up from that, you can launch Google Now. So let me just show you again from any of these buttons. If you just hold down, well, if you just drag up, you'll see that Google Now, and you can just drag straight up. It'll take you to Google Now. If you hold down on the home button, that'll be kind of your indication that you can do that. One other thing that's Jelly Bean centric is that when you're opening from sleep, this lock screen gives you two options. One, unlock, which basically you can drag anywhere other than the top 12 o'clock to unlock the device. But if you drag straight up, it's going to take you right into Google Now or Google Search. So what is Google Now? It's basically search tailored to you, or cards as they're calling them, based on your previous searches. So for instance, this is 13 minutes to Walmart, previously searched for Walmart. This is telling me it's 42 minutes to Nats Park. So this is kind of right here. These two are my traffic cards. So if I tap on any of them, it's going to take me straight to the directions to get from my house. See, I got a GPS indicator up there. I'm in a basement, so I'm not really getting good connection, so it's still searching. So it's just going to take you right to whatever you had searched before, and you can tap in between them to switch. So it's showing me the Nationals one because just recently I did a search for Washington Nationals, and if I do show more cards, normally the Nats show up. Let me show you how you can customize which cards show up. To get to the settings menu, it's as a couple of things are now that they've taken away the menu button. You kind of do have to search for settings options now. So this one, you scroll down to the bottom of the application when you got Google Now open and go into settings. So Google Now settings, here's our settings for the settings, which are just send feedback and help. So Google Now, it's going to show you, these are your card options: weather, traffic, appointments, travel, flights, public transport, places, and sports. And then ringtones. I've never actually heard the ringtone go off, but I probably haven't been around when a Nats game started, for example. And here's a tease that says vibrate, but the Nexus 7 actually does not have haptic feedback, so that doesn't work. Voice, you can pick your language. Speech output, we can try hands-free only. Oh no, I guess that's only going to hook up if you have a Bluetooth device. Block offensive words, I'd just go ahead and take that off if you don't have kids. Hot word detection, I'll show you what that means later. Say Google to launch voice search. It's a little bit misleading right there. Then you can download offline speech recognition. So that's going to allow you to actually do voice to text when you don't have a data connection. You have tablet search options here to, just like your normal search application in Android, you can search certain parts of Android, so apps, Chrome, and a few other options. So, let me show you. These are going to be my last three searches. Here's the weather card. This is telling me work, which is actually really interesting because I've never taken this device to work. I've taken my cell phone to work, which is running Ice Cream Sandwich, but to kind of turn that on, quote unquote, you have to, I think it's latitude that you're using. To go into settings, it's kind of the same settings that you'd find on your tablet, so we'll actually do it on a tablet, same as the phone. So I'm going to open up the maps, go to settings, location settings, and location reporting. So I'm telling it to detect my location. I'm going to report from this device, which you'll find that same option on any Android device. I don't know when that started. I assume it's anything that has latitude. Location sharing and location history. This is the big one, though, to take advantage of those features that are like in Google now, where it says, you know, how far to work. Enable location history. So that's going to kind of get an idea of where you work just based on where do you go every morning or every evening or every other day at a certain time. You go to one place and it will assume that's your work, and after a while it's going to learn that and tell you how far you are from work. Now this isn't a device I wake up to. I do wake up with my phone, turn that on right away. You know, that's kind of my out of bed device, and I'm sure once this gets Jelly Bean in Google Now, this kind of feature, 8 minutes to work, is going to be a lot more convenient if there's traffic. So these are just a few of the cards that'll show up. We'll see if one shows up now. So before, remember when we went to that settings and voice, other than unchecking block offensive words, these are all the default. So this hot word detection is what we'll mess around with right now. And as it says in the search bar right here, search or say Google. Google, Washington Nationals. There you go. It's showing the Washington Nationals park. So try another baseball team. You just open up the search app and then you say Google. The downside there is that you could have simply gone straight to the microphone. So it's kind of one extra step where instead of going straight to the microphone, Baltimore Orioles, it's kind of an extra step. So now I have to say, Google, where's the closest Walmart?
Getting directions.
That's pretty cool. Anybody who does not have ice cream sandwich, I know you're jealous. I know you're jealous because that's a really neat feature. But unfortunately, those are kind of the two use cases I've found for the voice search. You know, even things like if I wanted to send a text to somebody. Let's see. I'm sure I got some restaurants in here, but we'll see. Don't worry. It's a well-built device. We'll say, Google, send text to Will Alexander. If that's somebody in my contacts, this device cannot perform the action you requested, which is kind of bullshit because even on pre-Jelly Bean devices, if you told it to send a text, like we'll try it right now. Here's ice cream sandwich, hold down my search key, send text message to Will Alexander. There, it opens up the message, and if I kept going and told it the body, it would type out the body, and then when I press send, it's going to ask me, do I want to use Google Voice or the messaging application? You know, I have Google Voice installed here, and it still won't let me send a text message through that. That's some shit. Here's another thing. I mean, a lot of this is just what do people know about Siri and what could you expect from Google Voice because of that. Yeah, the voice recognition may be a bit better and search results may pop up quicker, but when I say, when's my next appointment? I use Google Calendar. but it doesn't show any reference to my calendar. What is the next item on my Google Calendar? Still nothing. It's taking me to play or applications for a calendar. So those kinds of things will leave you a little bit disappointed. And while those things may disappoint you, it's kind of only because of what you know about Siri. Other than that, if you don't know anything about that, you're going to be totally impressed with Google Now. The cards are really neat, even though sometimes these traffic cards are going to show up and you're going to have no idea why it's telling you it's going to take you a day and a half to get to Los Angeles. And you have to think back to a random search that you did earlier in the day on a different computer for some store that happened to be in Los Angeles. That's when it's just a little bit, it seems not very fleshed out at that point. Yeah, maybe if I spent some time on a website that was in Los Angeles and started looking up the address, that's one thing. But other than that, so let's show one other neat thing. When is the next Washington Nationals game? So it really gets the text all pretty good, and it's going to take me to the Nationals schedule. Now, this is unfortunate because actually normally it would tell me the exact score and it would tell me the next game. So let's try with the Houston Astros. It's not doing what it normally does. Normally it'll tell you any games that are going on, and if there's no game going on, it'll actually tell you what the next game is. So this is kind of one of Google's new search features that it's probably in the website, the main Google desktop website. This would show up on the sidebar, but now it kind of shows up. It's going to show up under, I guess, the main hit site, and then these nuggets right here. So what's weird about Google Now? Google Now doesn't always work. End of statement. It doesn't work very great sometimes. It doesn't let me click the links in the search results. Of course, when I'm trying it on camera, it does, but Google. Yeah. Uh-oh, Chrome crashed. Chrome sucks. So of course now it's working, but sometimes I just, for the life of me, cannot get it to work. Seems to be all fine and dandy right now. But I'll click on that, and yeah, there we go. Thank you. See, it's not hard to recreate, and I don't understand. Hopefully they address this soon. I'm clicking on that. It's even getting highlighted, and it's not opening. Took me a while to realize I have to click on the body of that search result, and sometimes that opens the site, but as you can see, alright, so we'll try it with another search result. No, it's not working when I click on the blue link. It's not working when I click on the body. I cannot figure this out. Now maybe it's something to do with Chrome, so we'll try to open up a tab in Chrome. I'll open up Facebook. Now I'll go back to Google. We'll click on the most recent search. And it's still not working. So, I don't know. Leave it in the comments. Am I the only one affected by this? I don't know any settings that I would have checked to turn off and to turn off links working. And this isn't the only device. I had that same problem on, whoa, Jesus, this thing looks huge now. I have the same problem on a Galaxy Tab that I have running Jelly Bean. Now granted it's kind of a wonky version, but here I'm opening up Google Now. We'll see you can see right there, because it's linked to my Google account, it's still showing me the same city as city's temperature. Jeez, that's not showing up very well. Let me change the brightness on here. Yeah, so it's showing me these same cards, you'll see. So it really is, you know, it's not device specific by any means. So once cell phones start getting this and you have a tablet, that's when it's really cool. See, I've got this 42 minutes to Washington Nationals Park, 14 minutes to Walmart, and same exact one showing up on this device. So that stuff is really neat, and over time it just gets more and more resourceful. But, so, and Houston Astros schedule. It's pulling my most recent searches. So we'll try and see if it works here. No, I'm getting nothing. The links aren't even getting highlighted. I mean, it's not even 50-50 that this works. So I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if that's just me. I haven't seen anybody else complain about that. Which is kind of even more frustrating that nobody else complains about it, so you have no idea how to fix it. But that's Google Now. Google Now, are you more advanced than Siri? Oh, Google Now, advanced version of Siri? Question mark? Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, it's a toss-up. The search results are probably a little bit better, or I should say a little bit faster. They both are searching Google, I think. But it doesn't do as much as Siri, I would say. And the fact that my search results just don't work really pisses me off. I can't do this enough to drive the point across about how frustrating that is, because you do this and it doesn't work. So now you gotta go open up Chrome, you know, do your search from here. Houston Astros. I'm here, Houston Astros. Good enough. And now everything's fine. Everything works like you expect it to. You click on the link and it opens. So that's Google Now. Awesome, but not without a gigantic flaw. Hope you enjoyed. Keep an eye out for some other Jelly Bean reviews and the actual Nexus 7 review coming out soon. Thanks.